The following game is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you would like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products offered from Play Games, please click on the link provided in the description box below.
Welcome back to the channel as we get set for game 4 of this best of 5-game set featuring the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays and the 1927 New York Yankees. The situation is this. Currently, the 1927 Yankees lead this series by a 2-1 series lead. And if the 1927 Yankees are victorious in this game, this series is over. However, if the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays win, this series will be forced back to the Trop in St. Pete for game number 5. And with that being said, your pitching matchup for this game will be Waite Hoyt going for the 1927 Yankees, and it will be Chris Archer going for the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays. The lineups have been exchanged at home plate. We are about ready to play ball, and let's get to it from Yankee Stadium 1 in the Bronx as Steven Souza will lead things off. 2-3-5. Is Hoyt a star pitcher? He is not. Is Souza a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that is going to be a men on base result. -1 for black die if flash or control. Waite Hoyt does have control, so the black die 5 will be reduced to a black die 4, and that's going to put runners at the corners for a multiple runners on base result off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart. And the 2 reads a walk and a stolen base in one appearance and a single in another appearance. And that is going to bring up Brad Miller at the dish against Waite Hoyt off of the men on base chart. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 56. Patient batter draws the walk. Brad Miller is a semi-patient. The decider die says he is patient, so that's going to be a base on balls to load up the bases. And that's going to bring up Tim Beckham to the plate off of the men on base chart. 56. Patient batter draws the walk, and Tim Beckham is not a patient batter, so that is going to be a contact result of the red die of 1, and it's going to be an RBI for Tim Beckham, and the Rays take an early 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first. And it looks like we will determine now if the the decider die was not used, so it's going to end up being a hit. So it's either going to be a 5 or a 6, 1 or a 6. So I think the 5 would be better. So it's going to end up being a sac fly to the outfield. We're going to roll the red die. 1 or 2 is the left fielder. 3 or 4 is the center fielder. And 5 or 6 is the right fielder. Sac fly to the center fielder for Tim Beckham. And that's going to end the top half of the first with your score of 1-0 in favor of the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays. Here's Chris Archer. 1-3-3 against Mark Koenig. Is Chris Archer an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Mark Koenig a sad sack batter? He is not. That is going to be an RBI result, and that's what he's going to be getting, as the decided eye shows yes, and that is going to tie the game up. And it's going to end up being an error, and it will be in the outfield by the center fielder. So E8 and an RBI for Mark Koenig. And this game is all tied up as we end the first tied at 1 apiece. So now we go to the top of the second, and Wilson Ramos will lead things off for the Tampa Bay Rays. 1-3-5 is Wade Hoyt an ace pitcher. He is a semi-ace. However, the decided eye says he is not. So that is going to be a champion batter check. And Ramos is not a champion. So that is going to be a no runs result of 5 blank to end the second inning here at Yankee Stadium 1, with your score tied up at 1 apiece going into the bottom half of the second inning. 5-5-6, and again, I do apologize for the glare. That is a 6 on the red die. 5-5-6. Is Chris Archer a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Babe Ruth a hero batter? He is a semi-hero. The decided eye says he is not. That's going to be a no runs result. However, there's a possibility for a solo home run, and Babe Ruth, unfortunately, told Chris Archer, "You just made a mistake, pal," as he offered a piece of cheese over the plate, and it was hit high, hit far, and it's not coming back, folks. It is gone for a solo home run, and the 1927 Yankees take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom half of the second, and that inning is going to end with the solo home run, as we will head to the third with the score 1927 Yankees 2 and the 2017 Rays 1. Here's Malik Smith to lead off the top half of the third. 2-4-5 is Hoyt a 2-4-5. Is Hoyt a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Malik Smith a sad sack batter? No, he is not. That's going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die, a flash of control. Hoyt does have control, as he will get, the black die will be reduced from a 2 to a 1, and we'll be placing the runner on first with a walk to Malik Smith off of my optional homebrew men on base narrative chart. Here's Kevin Kiermaier to lead things off on the men on base chart for the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays. 3-4-5. Oh, excuse me. I'm reading the blue and black dice of a 34. Slugger hits double. Kevin Kiermaier is not a slugger, so that is going to be a single, and that is not going to be enough to do anything in this half of the third, as the 1927 Yankees hang on to go to the bottom half of the third by a score of 2-1 over the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays. 2, 5, 6. Is Archer a workman pitcher? No. Is Gehrig a sad sack? No. So that is going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die if flash. Chris Archer does have flash. That prevented the bases loaded. Prevented a bases loaded situation, as it will be a multiple runners on base result of 2 for second and third. It's going to be back-to-back walks in the first 2 appearances, a double and an RBI in the third appearance, as Gehrig extends the Yankee lead by a score of 3-1 in favor of his team. And we go to the men on base chart for Bob Musial. 335. A 35 off of the men on base chart, reading the black and blue dice as such. Control pitcher gets the ground out. Chris Archer has control, so that's going to be a ground out to keep the score right where it's at after 3 innings of play. The score is 3-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Evan Longoria will lead things off. 166. Is Hoyt an ace pitcher? He is a semi-ace. However, the decider die says no ace pitcher for you. Is Evan Longoria a sad sack batter? No. So that is going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment. Evan Longoria is semi-stoic, and the decider die was used for the ace check. And he is stoic, so that bases loaded situation is gone. But it is now a second and third situation, and we'll need to re-roll the decider die again. And it will be 2 hits for Evan Longoria off of my homebrew optional men on base narrative chart. Again, you can roll any die that you want. I chose to roll the red die here in my hand, as from the results, it'll be with a 1 or a 6, it'll be a solo home run. A 2 or a 5 is a single. A 3 is a triple, and 4 is a double. And Evan Longoria gets to collect 2 hits. A 6 is a home run, so that's going to put the Rays 1 run closer. It's 3-2. And a 3 is going to be a triple. So a home run and a home run and a triple for Evan Longoria, as we now move on to Logan Morrison, the bat off of the men on base chart. Reading the black and blue dice as such of an 11. Batting team harmony or pitching team dissonant. Well, the batting team is harmonious, semi-harmonious. They are harmonious. Semi-harmonious, and the pitching team is semi-dissonant, and it looks like they are not. So the batting team is semi-harmonious. The decider dice showed a blank and say they are not. What about the pitching team? If they are dissonant, they are not. So it's going to be a ground out to end the 4th inning. And I think I am playing that rule right, but I will double check later on if I am doing it right, and I'll leave a little thing down below if I am playing it right. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as is. But for next series, I will make sure to make a little note about that. So anyway, to the bottom half of the 4th, and Chris Archer will face Tony Lazzeri to lead things off. (116) Is Archer struggler pitcher? No. Is Lazzeri a utility batter? No. So that's going to be an RBI result. RBI question mark result. And it looks like the decider die says no RBI for Mr. Laziri, as it will be a no-runs inning of 6 blank to end the 4th inning here at the stadium with the score 3-2 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. We head to the 5th, and Steven Souza will lead things off for the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays. 156 is 156 is Hoyt, an ace pitcher. He's a semi-ace. The decider die says he is. So that's going to be a no-runs result of 5 blank to end the top half of the 5th. And we now head to the bottom half of the 5th with Joe Duggan to lead things off against Chris Archer. And possibly this may be Chris Archer's last inning. But before we get the at-bats underway, let's see if that pen is active for the Tampa Bay Rays. They are not. They're putting faith in Chris Archer here as Joe Duggan now steps up to the plate. 336 is Archer a workman pitcher? No. Is Duggan a sad sack batter? No. That's going to be an RBI question mark result, and the decider die says there is an RBI for Joe Duggan, and the 1927 Yankees extend their lead by a score of 4-2, and we will roll the decider die again to determine the outcome of Joe Duggan's RBI. It'll be an error on the center fielder, on the center fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays. And that'll do it for the 5th inning, as the score is now 4-2 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. 225 on Brad Miller. Is Hoyt an ace pitcher? He is a semi-ace. The decider die says he is. So that is going to be a no-runs result of 5 blank to end the 6th inning here at Yankee Stadium 1, with your score remaining 4-2 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. And again, let's see and check if that pen is active for the Tampa Bay Rays. And they are. Is Chris Archer going to be removed from the game? He is. And he is not. So the pen is active. So we're going to give Archer at least one more inning of work, and he will get it started. With Pat Collins out on the hill. 236. Is Archer a struggler or gilded pitcher? He is not. Is Pat Collins a sad sack batter? He is not. So that is going to be an RBI question mark result. 236, if I'm reading that right. Yes, RBI question mark result. And the decider die says there is an RBI. And the 1927 Yankees extend their lead, and that's going to be it for Chris Archer as he goes 6 innings, gives up 5 runs. And it's going to end up being a hit for Pat Collins, and we will give him the 6 for a home run for that AB. So that'll take care of the 6th inning. It's 5-2 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. And we move on to the 7th, and Tim Beckham will lead things off for the Tampa Bay Rays. 255 is Hoyt a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Tim Beckham a utility batter? No, he is not. So that is going to be a minimum base result, -1 for black die of flash. Wade Hoyt does not have flash. That's going to put the runners on second and third with a red die of 5. And it will be back-to-back singles in 2 appearances and a double and an RBI in another appearance, as Tim Beckham now puts the Rays ever closer by 2 runs. It is 5-3 in favor. Still in favor, though, the 1927 Yankees. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 13. Fresh or relief pitcher gets the pop out, and we're going to play it as such as Wade Hoyt is past his freshness innings, so it's going to be a double and in parentheses go to the bullpen or option to lead the starter in and roll again. We are going to say that's it for Wade Hoyt as he gives up a double, a 2-run double to tie the game up at 5 as we head to the stretch. And the score is now 5-5. And it looks like the Tampa Bay Rays are going to bring someone out of their pen. And while these fine folks here at Yankee Stadium sing along to take me out to the ball game, we will take a quick timeout. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium as we get set for the bottom half of the 7th, and it looks like it'll be Tommy Hunter to pitch for the 2017 Tampa Bay Rays against Ben Pascal, and it will be a fun inning here. So let's see and find out if Pascal can break the tie here in the bottom half of the 7th. 2-4-4 is Hunter an ace pitcher. He is a semi-ace. The decider die says he is. That's going to be a no-runs result of 2 blank to end the 7th inning right then and there. And we are going to stay put right here as we will make a pitching change. And while we do so, for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, welcome. Or if you just clicked on this video in your YouTube algorithm, I do welcome you and I'm glad that you clicked on the video to watch the content. And if you like what you see, please do consider subscribing, hitting the like button and subscribing, and ring the bell for future content to pop up on my channel. So with that being said, Joe Girard will be the new pitcher out of the pen for the 1927 Yanks, as he will be the bullpen hero for the remainder of the game for the 1927 Yanks. And Wilson Ramos will be the first man to greet him in the top half of the 8th inning. 3-4-6. And again, pitcher is fresh because he's the bullpen hero. Is Wilson Ramos a hero batter? No, he is not. That is going to be a no-runs result. However, there's a possibility of a solo home run. Wilson Ramos does have semi-home run king. However, the decider die says he is not. So that is going to be a 4-dot no-runs result to end the top half of the 8th, to keep the score right where it's at, tied up at 5-5 going into the bottom half of the 8th. 2-3-6 against Koenig and Tommy Hunter battling here. Is Tommy Hunter a struggler or gilded pitcher? No. Is Mark Koenig a sad sack batter? He is not. That's going to be an RBI question mark result, and the 1927 Yankees, by the skin of their teeth, take a 6-5 lead, courtesy of Mark Koenig's RBI. And let's find out what that RBI result is off of my homebrew RBI question mark and microchart RBI narrative results chart. It'll be a hit, And since Mark Koenig was the only batter, we are going to give him the red die 6 of a solo home run. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hang on to your seats, folks, as we head to the top half of the ninth. This could be do or die for the Tampa Bay Rays. 256. Is Gerard a workman pitcher? No. Is Malik Smith a sad sack batter? No. That's going to be -1 for Black Die Flash result. And it looks like Joe Girard does have Flash. That's going to put the runners on second and third. And that's going to be a red die 2 on the. Excuse me. It's going to be 2 hits for Malik Smith. And let's figure out what those 2 hits are for him in this men on base appearance. A 6 is a home run. That's going to tie the game. And the Rays take the lead of another solo home run by Malik Smith. Oh my goodness. You cannot write a script better than this, folks. As Kevin Kiermaier will now hit in the here, and Joe Girard gets a blown save. The first of the project, probably maybe the first of the project, but who's counting anyway? Kevin Kiermaier will be the batter. On the base chart. Reading the black and blue dice is such of a 24. Goldfielder makes the out. No Goldfielder for Babe Ruth, unfortunately. That's going to push across another run via the error as the runners advance 1 base, and Babe Ruth will be swapped for Lou Gehrig, as Kevin Kiermaier will be swapped for Evan Longoria to hopefully bust this game wide open. The Tampa Bay Rays caught the Yankees going to their pen really early, and they paid for it. Another 24. This time, Lou Gehrig does make the out as he is gold, as it's red. Goldfielder makes the out, so it'll be a ground out to seal the top half of the ninth. On to the bottom half of the ninth, as Bob Musial will be the last hope for the 1927 Yankees, in hoping to not force a Game 5 later on today. 466. Is Hunter a workman pitcher? He is not. Is Bob Musial a hero batter? No, he is not. That's going to be a no runs result. However, there's a possibility for a solo home run, and it looks like there will not be a solo home run here, as the Tampa Bay Rays shock the fans here at Yankee Stadium 1 by a final score of 8-6 over the 1927 New York Yankees. This series will head to yet another winner-take-all Game 5. And right now, to my knowledge, this is now one. This is the 6th winner-take-all Game 5 of this project, as it's probably right now the most in this project we have done. The rest has been ending in 4 games. No series sweeps yet. will we see yet another shocking moment in Game 5? I guess you will tune in to find out. But for right now, if you clicked on this video in the YouTube algorithm and you just wanted to know what History Maker Baseball Express was all about, I'm glad that you clicked on this video. And if you like the content that you see, please do consider subscribing, turning on the notifications bell, so that way, and liking the button, and hitting that like button, so that way you don't miss future content here on my channel. So once again, your final score here for Game 4 of this series, as the 2017 Rays shock the fans here at Yankee Stadium 1 to tie up the series at 2 by a final score of 8-6.